You've spent years, maybe even decades, seeking, not casually, not naively, but with sincerity, with devotion. You've burned through teachings, teachers, identities, and illusions. You've meditated, investigated, surrendered, and waited. And now something quieter is beginning to emerge. And acceptance is starting to take over now through the collapse of your ability to go further. Now you're open to the possibility. What if innocence was never lost? The one who never searched has been present the entire time. Before you had a name, a story, a history, you were. You didn't yet know how to pretend to be someone. You simply experienced. There was no filter, no narrative, no need to define what was happening. You hadn't yet decided that something needed to be different. Then came the world. It gave you a name, it gave you roles, expectations, consequences. You learned to adjust, to shape yourself to be accepted. Slowly, your native state of being was replaced by a self-image, crafted not from truth, but from feedback, protection, and performance. All of this held together by a thread of guilt that was put in place long ago when you decided that you owed the world your attention. That to not engage the world was to claim that you were lacking nothing. A claim you couldn't back up because you weren't sure who it was that was whole. Guilt is the reminder that who you are isn't enough. That something must always be added, corrected, hidden, or proven. Who are you to think that you could just stop and throw in the towel? Guilt was imposed. It came from outside. It was given to you, which means it's not real. It's not native to your being. It's a psychological inheritance, not inner truth. Innocence, on the other hand, was never imposed. It was always there. It didn't arrive. It was simply unguarded presence. And it remains that way, beneath the roles, beneath the effort, beneath the performance. Every attempt to improve yourself is secretly a continuation of guilt. Every identity built on effort is an echo of shame. Every strategy of becoming someone only proves the belief that you're not already enough. But you are. You always were. Only the mind-made identity believes in guilt. Only no mind is innocent. This isn't something to achieve. It's not a state that you cultivate. Innocence is your birthright. It's what remains when belief dissolves, when trying ends, when you finally allow yourself to stop pretending. You have every right to be free. Free from guilt, free from shame, free from the exhausting loop of self-improvement. Fear is belief, and innocence is the end of belief. It's what belief could only ever promise, but never deliver. Innocence came before fear, before knowledge, before the impulse to protect yourself from life. And beneath every layer of fear, innocence still remains. It was never destroyed, only buried. But fear must remain constant in order to keep it buried. It must whisper endlessly that you're not safe, not whole, not done. And so, as long as you listen, the search continues. Fortunately, silence is always here in the background and can have your ear if you allow it to. The moment you stop fueling fear with your attention, even for a second, innocence resurfaces. When you realize you're reading a book, you don't have to keep going until you get to the end. You just close it up, and put it down. No real loss occurs. You may ask, but how do I return to innocence practically? How do I break the momentum of years, even decades, of identification? That is where the Uncovering Your Origin Story program comes in. This program isn't about becoming someone better. It's not about spiritual performance or philosophy. It's about seeing clearly how your identity has been constructed and how to dismantle it without creating a new persona in its place. Uncovering Your Origin Story is a 4-week guided process that takes you step by step into the psychological and energetic architecture of your false self and gently reveals the one underneath, the one who never searched, the one who was always here. This isn't a conceptual understanding, it's an experiential return. If you've come to the end of seeking, but don't know what comes next, this is what comes next. Type Uncover below in the comments, and I'll give you the link to the program. See you on the flip side.